Here I am, Leonce. As I promised, I got another video for you that concerns and should concern every last one of us. This was by a request of an emailer who asked me, why is it that these teens have increased violence and crime? Why is it that teens are committing atrocities, or some of you may say atrocities, within the environment? Okay? And they're beginning to wonder and worry about the future. So they begin to email me about this. And I decided to make this video according to their request, as to how I said before, because I am your voice to amplify and to give your concerns validity and share it with the rest of the American family. This is why I do this, ladies and gentlemen. This is why Morpheus, as you call me, okay, fights. Because this is where the battle is. It's a war. It's a battle. It's a battle to save our children's future. It's a battle to save America's virtue and value that it can have and that it has lost. It is a war, okay, on our children and on our families. And I am fighting it tooth and nail and as much as I can, because I want you and I want our future children to be successful and to live, okay, in a more healthier state of America than where they are today. All right. So I got some information for you to share with you, and I'm going to answer this emailer through this video, which is going to actually attach itself and tether to every last one of y'all concerns as well, who is concerned about this matter, the subject matter based on the title. Okay. First of all, as I wrote down here, one of the major reasons why teenagers, or you can call them young adults, are committing crimes is because of broken homes. That is generally one of the number one factors, even though there may be some situation that have occurred where there was mommy and daddy at home, but most likely there was drugs involved and there was bad influence involved, and the parents probably wasn't as involved as they needed to be. So that's one of the reasons there. Okay. So the kids are being raised up in broken families. This is why the book is created for you. That's why I wrote that book. Now you're beginning to see just a little bit of what Morpheus is all about. That I want America to rise, or we are actually going to die within our country by the way that we are treating our country, by the way we are treating the people in the country. Okay, we are all in this together, and if we don't raise each other up, we're going to sink together. As serious as the other video that I just made, that you probably watched before this one, okay, because you notice that my videos are serious. It's about serious subjects. It's about matters that you can at least bank on, okay? Because you don't want that to be you. You don't want that to be your child. I would not want that to be me, okay? Or I do not want to witness those certain things happen. You don't want to be the person in that situation where you feel hopeless and you're getting attacked by someone who's the age 14, 15, or even 13, okay? And they haven't even grown up to be able to get a decent job yet. You know, they're not even grown enough to even know what life is about. They're not even grown enough to have experienced, okay, the outer forces of the outside American atmosphere, but yet they're able to pick up a knife. Okay, they're able to fight you. They're able to rob you. They're able to disrespect you. Gotta take a drink because I'm getting ready to go in. They're able to break into your homes, and they're able to create catastrophe. Morpheus is here to give you the red pill, which I'm going to go ahead and give it to you right now. Okay? To awaken you from the computer sense of thinking and being, because having a computer mind means you don't feel and you really don't think with human logic. Okay, you're not an artificial intelligence. You're not AI. You are a living organic matter. Morpheus is here to wake you up and to pull those cables off of the back of your head. Okay, so you can focus on what's really happening, so you can be active and do something to prevent it from happening to you or prevent your children from happening. Because even if your children aren't out there doing that, they can still be attacked, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you can take them on any bus, you can monitor them while they're on the bus. You can take them to school yourself in the car, but it can still happen as soon as you turn your back. Because we're living in a corrupt state of thinking and of being, because we're around a sick mentality of an American function and programming that we're not concentrating on. Okay, so this video is not only to give you the red pill to awaken you, okay, but so you can also be aware of what the roots of the problem is, what I'm getting ready to get into. One of the roots that I've just told you is a broken family, ladies and gentlemen. A single mother raising her child up all by herself. Then, and you talk about my other videos, in my other videos, I explain why she's a single mother. Okay, so we're getting to the bottom root of it. So when you start figuring out or look at my other videos and see why I've explained, or as I have explained why she's a single mother to begin with, now we take a step up and say, what is a single mother producing? Or what is a broken family producing? Okay, within the confines of the America construct. Okay, I'm going to read to you from the pages of the news itself, from facts that's been reported, not from Morpheus, but from what you can research yourself. Okay, and these are only a few based on the consecutiveness that's happening, because ladies and gentlemen, they're getting younger. I've even watched on the news not too long ago. There was a 13-year-old girl that stabbed her mom, a 13-year-old girl. And the reason this is happening for most of them, I'm going to tell you now, is because we are losing love and virtue. We are losing love, virtue, and respect for each other. When daddy's not home, or if it's a broken home, or if you are ignoring your kids and they're being brought up in these environments, or you and your husband are in a toxic situation where you're not producing love, you're not showing love, you're not being an idol of what love and compassion is for your kids, and teaching them how to be virtuous, how to be able to produce passion and compassion for the next person, okay, then what are you teaching them? You're teaching them hate. You're teaching them death. When you are living in a hopeless situation, when you're passing down, ladies and gentlemen, and fathers and mothers, when you are passing down your hatred, or you passing down your struggles, you are passing down the struggles to your children, who's going to pick it up and take it the negative way. Do you understand? The root of the problem is what we have been ignoring this entire time. We don't pick up a book to read. We look at the news and think that it's because of somebody else or somebody else is doing, until that same person is knocking on your door because you think that you are on some Gilligan's Island somewhere where nobody can reach you. I don't care what type of cathedral that you're in, or what type of public school you send your child to, or how invincible you think your life is. You are not impervious, and you are not invincible, and you are not beyond death. This stuff is happening every single day to every single person, but we're too ignorant to realize why it's happening, because we don't want to do nothing about it, nor do we want to shine light on the very fact that we are living in a state in America of broken thinking, broken mentality, broken spirits, hopelessness, because we're not creating hope. Hopelessness because we're not giving these children something to look forward to. When they don't have nothing to look forward to, when they don't have you to look forward to, they're going to look forward to violence. Let me read for you, since you don't read. Teen charged with 2 armed robberies in South Nashville, Tennessee. A 15-year-old has been charged with multiple armed robberies in South Nashville on Sunday night. Let's flip over to the next. Give me a moment here, because I got to flip over to it. It's right here, so you can't see it. An off-duty officer was attacked by 8 teenagers while trying to help an alleged theft victim. Let's see what they were trying to steal from the victim. Listen. Let's get on to the next story because I want to be in line with it. It's the same thing, but I'm going to get in line with the next page to read what's going on in that event, okay? It says an off-duty officer in California is recovering from his injuries after a group, which is the 8, of teenagers allegedly kicked, punched, choked him at a shopping mall. On Black Friday. And I think you pronounce this area Emeryville Police Department. Authorities say surveillance video shows a young woman, your daughter, or you, approach a group of teenagers on the night of Black Friday at the Bay Street Mall in Emeryville. California says she claims the group stole her cell phone. A cell phone. The cell phones that y'all buy them. Okay? Those Apple phones, the G4s, the G8s, and the new Apple 6, 12, 18, and 45, if that ever exists, okay? Because y'all want your child to be happy, right? So they got that expensive old cell phone, okay, that costs more than any shoes in their closet or probably even their college tuition because they want to spend so much on this bullcrap on technology to keep them stupid and entertained, but you don't realize how much of a threat that is. Like walking around with gold around your neck, where people used to get robbed for that, or walking around with golden rings where people used to get robbed for that too, or your wallet gets snatched, or your purse gets snatched. You don't think your cell phone ain't gonna get snatched? Or your daughter, while she's walking around talking like, hey, yeah, everything's good, Black Friday. And here come another untrained, unloved, abandoned, broken home, broken family, little boy or girl to come up to your daughter and snatch her cell phone out of her hand and beat her, and probably beat you too. The teenagers on the right, Black Friday on Bay Street, blah, blah, California. She claimed the group stole her cell phone from her 30 minutes earlier and demanded they give it back. Why not, right? The group of 8 alleged began violently shoving her, and an off-duty officer with the California Highway Patrol witnessed the incident and intervened on the woman's behalf. Or it could have been a boy. He probably would have intervened also. Anybody would have intervened. Should have. The police say the group then began attacking the off-duty officer. He was punched, kicked, choked, like I just said, to the point where he lost consciousness. When he regained consciousness, then he had to use pepper spray on the suspects. Police employed by the nearby Apple store responded to the attack. 2 juveniles, a 14, what did Morpheus just say? I'm reading it right here, ladies and gentlemen. 14-year-old and a 16-year-old was arrested. 6 others remained at large. That means they ran. I'm gonna leave it right there. Listen, I get excited about subjects like this because I get a chance to prove myself as to my conditions and the reasons why. It just gives my book even more validity. It sets it on fire because you're able to understand why I am telling you that America has to rise or we're going to die. You understand? because we are dying every day. These teenagers, they're not even adults yet. But what's happening to your daughter and your son who's innocent? Okay. Now they are considering 19 and 18-year-old boys. You know, by psychology, they're not grown men yet. They're still boys. They're still growing up. A man's not truly a man until he really starts maturing and getting past the age of, 22, 23, 24, and etc. Okay. In my perspective, and most of y'all perspective, okay, a 19-year-old is still like a 15-year-old kid. He's still growing up. Most 19-year-olds are still living with mommy and daddy. Okay. They're still trying to figure out the world is. And some of you who's watching this video, y'all might be 32 years old, 40 or something, maybe 50 or 60. And a 19-year-old boy is being charged, okay, for crimes at the level of your adult level, and you know full well they're only barely even lived. Okay, so the bar is being set lower because the activities of these teenagers. Now they are getting fined, they're getting charged. Some of them are being prison sentenced at a young age, not only just because the crime that they're doing, but because it's happening all the time, to the point where the government and the system feels like they have no choice but to bring down that level of their age of what they will consider to be trialed as a adult. Do you understand? So if we are ignorant, as we usually are, and we think that we are on some island, that we are a one-man army, that because you got your PhDs and whatever Ds that you think you got, D, okay, and whatever items that you think that you surround yourself with devices, cameras, and protective units, okay, you are not invincible to be attacked by these individuals or these situations, because we are all in it together. There are stories where there's been teenagers or families who just been sitting outside of a store waiting for their mom to come out. And because another group of teenagers was scuffling over here and they got a gun from some area or somewhere, or they stole it from their dad's house because daddy's never at home, or because there's a broken home there, or because daddy's the only one at home and there's no wife there, or mommy's the only one at home and she decides to buy a gun to protect herself and her kids, and the teenager, who is now the daddy of the house, or even for some of them the mommy of the house, decided they want to get an attitude and they think they're big and bad. So I'm going to get my mommy's gun and I'm going to hold on to it because I'm out here in this big, bad, scary world and I need to protect myself. But they get around these peer pressuring teens where they want to pretend like they're tough and they're rad and they're ready, right? Like, yeah, I got this piece on me, dude. I wish somebody else pull up on me, because they're mistrained, because they're psychological broken at home. Do you understand? So therefore, they get into the scuffle, and here they end up trying to shoot somebody or pretend like they're tough by trying to threaten somebody or whatever the case may be, and your children are sitting in your SUV or your pretty little Mazda, okay, or your BMW X6 or X7 if they ever make one, or if they probably did, or whatever Lexus or Volvo you're sitting in, okay, or Audi on the corner, and here comes that stray bullet, boom, right through probably you and your child, or just your child, and you got to sit and watch and be powerless because you think that you are separate from everything that's going on in the world. Morpheus is telling you you're not separate. I'm not even separate. As I'm sitting here, okay, there could be a scuffle over there and a bullet can just fly through here, boom, and Morpheus is gone on live video. Do you understand? But the reason this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, is because we are ignoring the roots of the issue, that we are living in a broken society where people have broken homes with broken hearts, with no hope, no idols, nothing to no one to look towards, okay, no value, because parents aren't showing any value, because most us parents don't have any values, okay, because most us adults don't have any values, because we don't want to take the time to guide them in the right direction by being role models. Their role models are rappers. Their role models is everybody on BET or television, okay? Their role models is K-pop. Do Do you understand? Their role models is what they see outside of you and at home, because you're boring at home, because you're too busy trying to put these restricting walls, but you're not teaching your child anything. You'll tell them no, but you won't tell them why you're telling them no. You say, no, because I'm mommy, because mommy said it. But because most mothers, on a general basis, have no logic, that's all they know how to say is get emotional. Say, oh, I'm the mommy. I told you to clean up your room. I told you to stay home. I told you to do this because I'm your mommy, and that's it. And your child's still sitting there like, yeah, duh, I know you, mom, but tell me why that you're telling me to do this so I will know why. Don't tell me to just wash the dishes, okay, just because you're my mom. That's not an excuse enough. Tell me why I'm washing these dishes. Maybe if you explain to me that, okay, I have to do this because I'm going to be doing this when I get my own place anyway, or by doing this, it's therapeutic, it's healthy for me, it's healthy to relieve stress, it's healthy for me to be able to get my mind off of things, it's healthy because it teaches me how to be clean and responsible. Don't tell me to do it just because you want me to do it. Don't tell me to go cut the grass just because you want the grass cut. Don't tell me that I need to be good just because you want me to be good. Tell me why. Give me examples. Show me what happens if I don't. Okay? Show me people who have to live underneath the bridge. Show me those who may be in the prison system that can talk to me and tell me, son, you don't want to be like me. Okay? Don't tell me, oh, don't go out there and act like a buffoon because these girls aren't good for you. They're going to use you. Okay, and then you don't tell me anything else after that. Okay, you need to tell me why. You need to give me some proper tutoring. You got to give me some proper instruction. You got to give me some proper people who can actually tell me what's really going on, even in the dating scene. Okay. Don't tell me that these girls, just don't go out there, man. Go get your education. Don't worry about getting in a relationship with these girls. And man, just go get your education, get you a good job. Once you get settled in, man, son, then you can go ahead and go chase the girl. Don't tell that. What he's gonna be like, what the, I mean, I'm a man. I need to get me some. He's gonna be like, man, what the hell are you telling me? What are you saying? What are you saying? So it's your job as a mommy or a dad to say, okay, I am saying this because, okay, let's go to the library and let me show you something. Son, let's go to the garage. Let me show you something. Let me tell you something about life. I'm going to tell you something that you need to know. Give me a book, okay, let me give you a book that you could, let me tell you something about girls, young man. Okay, I know you are full of testosterone. I know that I know that when you're 13, 14, 15, and 16 years old, son, and 17 years old, son, I know that you're going to want to go out there and get your rocks off. I know you're going to see these girls, you're going to be like, oh. I mean, your hormones, your testosterone is there. But let me tell you and show you what that will do to you. I have information. I have people that know about this. Let's watch some movies and let me break that movie down to you as to what that girl is doing to that man. You don't sit there and say, oh, well, son, girls, you'll never understand them. They're just so complicated, son. Just do the best that you can do and just go to school, get your work done. You're dumb. Shut up. Don't even get me started. I'm trying to be PG and nice here. You're stupid. That's not enough for them because he's still going to go out there and get his right. He's going to be like, yeah, man. Okay. All right. I'm trying to be cool because I want to be a part of the group, right? What boy do not want to belong to the group of whoever he's around at school? So whatever your explanation is, don't matter to a pile of corn, okay? Or a pile of beans, if you want to say it like that. Or a thousand cows farting at one time. It don't amount to it. You got to raise a child in the way that they should go. If they don't do right, then they have no business being in your house. Take their little scrawny, narrow behind to boot camp if you have to. Okay? Call the IPD or the APD or the whatever CBD, okay? Call whatever authorities that you have in your area. Tell them, listen, If you don't remove this little boy or girl, I'm going to remove them. Do you understand? Because in my house, listen, my American people, this is what you need to be saying. In my house, you're going to learn something. If you don't want to learn, if you don't want to comprehend that the world out there is going to kill you if your head's not straight, or they will kill you even if your head's straight because you're in the wrong area, because your body's crooked, because it's not where it's supposed to be at. Do you understand? You're going to keep your head straight while you're in my house. If you don't want to keep your head straight while you're here, okay, they will straighten you out somewhere else. You don't have to be here. It doesn't have to be no domestic dispute. They don't have to call 911 and say, oh, my daddy and my mommy's abusing me. No, you call 911 and say, listen, officer, listen. This 16-year-old boy don't want to listen to me in my house. This is my house. I'm daddy here. I'm calling you right now. If he don't listen to what I need done and him needing to learn and straighten up as a growing boy here, I need you to take him somewhere else, because he's not going to be doing no good here, okay? Because the next phone call might be too late. He's going to do what he need to do in my house because he's not the daddy here. I am. That's the same thing as you mothers need to be saying. I'm the mommy here, little girl. Yeah, you 16 years old, but I pay the bills around here. Yeah, you 16 years old, you ain't grown. You understand? You are not grown because you think you're growing up. You are not grown because you can go like this and you can smell yourself. You are not grown because you got hair all down here and this is poking all the way out here. You understand? You're not grown. Not in my house. In my house, I'm the teacher. You understand? In my house, I'm the law. In my house, I'm the judge. In my house, I am the rule. If we can even go, in my house, I'm the God. You understand? If you don't want to do what I tell you to do, okay, let the state do it. And the way they'll do it, you're going to be crying to come home. By then, the door's going to be locked and the lock's going to be changed. You understand? Or I might move somewhere else. The hell with it. Y'all here in America are going to have to clamp down on what's going on, because your ambient, mischievous child is going to do some damage to some other child, as you just saw in the message in the report. Think about this. Think about what Morpheus, this is why I'm pissed off. Just think about it. What if that was you? You're coming out of Walmart with your two kids. Listen to Morpheus. You're coming out of Walmart with your two kids, little girl, little boy. I don't care whether you a daddy or a mommy. Okay, I'm telling you, you are not a brick wall. If you're hit, it's over. You're walking out of Walmart and no cars are there. Everything seems clear. It's a sunny summer day, right? And your daughter has a cotton candy in his hand. And your son is carrying a Tonka toy in his hand. And you're thinking, oh, I'm a great dad, or I'm a good mommy, right? And here comes a 16-year-old who just so happened to hijack a car that they don't, of course, belong. Okay? By them coming from a broken family, because daddy's never at home, or because mommy never wanted daddy there to begin with, because she wants to be the man in the house, because she wants to pay all the bills, because she say, I don't need a man. I'm the law. I'm the judge. I'm the God. But she never teaches her child in the way that they should go, by her trying to, on daddy's day, get daddy's cards and mommy's cards on mama's day. So she gets rid of the judge out. She gets rid of the authority out of the house, which is the man. Do you understand? So now here comes this teenager, because he feels like he can do whatever the hell he want to do, because what teenage boy is going to listen to a woman? Even if they do, most of them, they turn out like this. Do you understand? Where you can slap them, because they're used to the softness, because women are supposed to be soft, not hard. on a typical normal basis. So make a long story short, so this teenager's joyriding, okay? If y'all not watching, most of you don't anyway, not paying attention to the news, you ain't reading nothing, okay? Because what Morpheus is saying happened this year. Teenagers start joyriding, they hit somebody, boom, and all 5 or 6 of them run out of the car and leave. Cops can tell you that. Your public authorities can tell you that. And probably even pull up some sheets and paper and say, yes, this did happen 5 months ago, or even last year. Yeah, it happened. I even seen that for myself while I was just driving down the road. I was going to a store, walking on the sidewalk. I wasn't driving. I was actually going this way. I saw a group of kids. I mean, just this car slammed up behind this car with Granny in the front seat and Grandpa. Okay, and they all got out of the car and they start running. They all ran, gone, right? And I'm sitting there like, dang, what's going on here? And of course, the police officer pull up, and they end up chasing them, and you got like 5 or 6 different other police cars to try to catch up to them, and they didn't need witnesses because they already saw them, and the license plate belonged to somebody else because the car was hijacked. Because y'all just don't get it. Because teenagers want to belong. If teenagers don't feel like they belong at home, they're going to belong somewhere outside of your home with a group of people who wants validation and wants to feel like they belong, which creates gangs, okay? And then they're going to do whatever that circle wants them to do, and they're going to go out there and do whatever they think it's cool to do because you allowed it to happen. Anyway, get back to the story. So that same 16-year-old boy or girl, because girls are doing it too, mommy, daddy, yes, your princess is doing it too when you're not looking. When you think that she's an angel, she's at home and she's on Instagram, yeah, but when she gets to school and when she's going home from school, you think that she's supposed to be there at 4 o'clock. She's supposed to be at home at 3 o'clock. She's sitting at McDonald's between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock with her friends. She's going to Walmart between 3 and 4 o'clock or 4 and 5 o'clock with her friends. And then when she get home, she'll pretend like everything's okay. Everything's fine, Daddy. I did my homework. But you too busy, right? Oh, you too busy. Now, don't worry about Mom. You too busy. You're Mommy and Daddy. You're too busy. You don't have time for them, right? You're working 2-3 jobs, 12 hours a day. You don't have time for it, right? Don't worry about it. You ain't got time to listen to her. So this 16-year-old child comes around the Walmart parking lot at high speed, okay, trying to get away from the cops, thinking it's cool, and you walking out the door trying to avoid them. They're not trying to avoid you. And you and your 2 children fly apart. And then you wake up somewhere, hopefully, and be able to explain the story to the reporters. And then you'll be thinking, how the hell did this happen? Why did it happen? They tell you, and you're thinking, that 16-year-old child, and I want to press charge, and where are their mothers at? Oh, now you want, wait a minute, no, you don't. Now you want to wonder where their parents are? Now you won't get mad. Now you want to go get Ken Nunn. Okay, now you want to, they hit my kids, and the doctor be like, Billy, I hate to tell you, but your son didn't make it. Your daughter will never walk again, but she's alive. And you look down and your legs is gone. And then, yeah, you have your lawyer or your attorney sitting there trying to find somebody to sue. Okay? But no matter what type of money you can find or get from the state, listen, is not going to bring him back. It's not going to give her ability to walk again, and it definitely ain't going to bring your legs back unless you get into the scientific biology of them doing augmentation, in which they're trying to get into now. But you want your real legs. You don't want computer legs. Then now all of a sudden you'll listen to Morpheus and be like, dang, I should have listened to him a long time ago when he was talking about this. Yeah, because you think a broken family have nothing to do with you. That's right. Oh, you got it. You're right. That broken family have nothing to do with you until they run you over. Until they kill Billy, Sarah, and you. And you're in heaven talking about what happened. You know, and your sense of God is saying, well, you didn't see that car coming. You didn't see that car coming. This is not a me thing. This is not Leon C. Do you understand? This is not you, ladies and gentlemen. This is America. This is everybody working as a team to stop this stupidity. Most that mess starts at home. These are teenagers. Those teenagers came from somewhere. Did they come out of the air? Like, oh yeah, man. Let me, woo, boom, boom, and here's the teenagers, right? Excuse me, numbballs, but there's a female somewhere, there's a male somewhere, and they collided with each other, and here comes that teenager. Somebody didn't guide that teenager in the right direction. Somebody allowed that teenager to be brought up in a society who don't care about each other, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody brought that teenager up thinking that they have some type of authority and, oh, I'm 16, I'm 15 years old, you can't tell me nothing. And all they did was say, oh, well, if you want that, I'll get it for you. You want to go there, you can go there. You want to drive my brand new Cadillac, you can drive it because you are 15 and 16 years old and I trust you. You are an adult at 15 and 16 years old. Then you give them all these responsibilities. You give them all these tasks, all these rules and regulations that you don't explain anyway. But you just give them rules and regulations because they're 15 and 16 years old. And if they do well, they might get lucky enough to come across somebody who's coming from a broken family, who may get them pregnant or who may do something stupid like they always do, which causes them not to come back home ever again. Do you get my drift? Listen, your problem is not your own. Your child can be somebody else's problem, even though that's not their child. If that 16-year-old is out there joyriding, acting stupid, and they speeding in that Walmart parking lot, and they hit you and your kids and somebody else's grandmother and somebody else's father that they haven't seen in 2 years, so just all this kind of crazy stuff, and you're saying that's not your problem? Guess what? When you're in the hospital, it is your problem. It's your problem now. It's your problem now because your child's gone. And this, according to the other video that I just made about how men are going around raping girls and hurting them and things like that, okay? That's when this 16-year-old boy, okay? Yeah, I'm going to put it like that because some of y'all think it's funny. Some of y'all think it's cute. So I'm going to put it just like this 15-year-old boy, okay, ends up growing up and daddy was never there because mommy's like, I'm a feminist. Fuck you. You know, just whatever, you know, just, I don't need it, right? Excuse my French. I'm trying to hold back. I can do it all by myself. On Father's Day, you give me a father's card, even though I am a woman. Okay? And this boy grows up believing and doing what he want to do, and she's spending all that money on him. She's never the logical one or never able to be the judge in the home because you are a woman. Then he gets 19, 20, he gets sexually frustrated because there was no daddy there to teach him or give him any guidance. Oh, like, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. Grow up getting a football team because he needs to vent his frustration and his aggression. So it continues to go unchecked. All right. Now he's this 26, 27-year-old boy that you don't even know and never even know, because you never gave him the proper structure that he needed in order to guide him in the right direction. So first time he seen little Billy O Sarah, okay, minding her own business, not knowing what's getting ready to hit her, and he pulls up next to her and it's over. Or he goes on a Tinder date and he's like, oh man, okay, I'm getting ostracized, I'm getting pushed around, I ain't gonna get pushed around no more. I'm tired of you girls acting like you don't need no men. I'm tired of you girls trying to hold back, trying to act like this is the golden chalice. I'm tired of you girl and your attitude. I'm gonna show you what type of... And now you're looking on the missing persons for where's Sarah. No, you didn't raise him. That's somebody else's son. No, you didn't raise her. That's somebody else's daughter. What you did, like every other American person, is look at the news and say, oh, that's not my problem. Everybody's crazy. I don't understand what's going on. This is crazy. People are just a 14-year-old girl stabs a person. When you have the power as a CEO or a millionaire or a very famous person, or a very famous person, or a very capable, influential person, you're in these making these corporations, you putting these papers together, you putting strings together, but you'll watch the news and say, oh, it got nothing to do with me. I know that America has like 80% broken families, but I guess I don't want to waste my time trying to figure out why, even though I know why. It's not my problem, because people have free will. They do whatever they want to do. So you praise their free will until they use their free will to free will your legs away from your torso. And then now you want to act and call Ken none. How come you wasn't doing nothing about it before? When you read it on the news, how come you wasn't upset and said, oh, we need to do something about this? We need to do something about this, because I know one day that thing that's all the way over there, it can be all the way over here. That stray bullet didn't come from you. It came from somewhere else. From somebody else. From somewhere else. And you're minding your own business. But you said you had nothing to do with it, right? But it had something to do with you. Ignore it all you want to. You can do something about these situations by being active and being concerned. What I tell you in the other video, bring family together. Tell these women who are talking about, oh, I don't need a man. You better let them talk to Morpheus. You better get some news in them. Or even some of these guys talking about, oh man, no man, I just want to get me some and I'm just going to pump her and dump her and be done with it. Yeah man, I ain't going to worry about it. Creating the same cycle and recycle of leftover filth, which produces these children. You can do something about it. When you have the knowledge, you can do something. By talking to people. By bringing things together. Using those monies and that resource. Those connections. The policies and units. To say, hell no, we're going to bring them back together. Because if you don't do it, that bullet or that car or that person will find you. You don't have to find it. You don't have to be responsible for it. It don't have to be responsible for you either. Ever again. Because you'll be gone. Let me tell you a story I just read. No, I watched it on the news 2 days ago. And it took some time to put it together. But now it's a perfect opportunity. There was an older lady and her daughter who lived in the house. This daughter was 14 years old. Do your research. I want to go back to where the pages was, but I was actually watching this and seeing the display and seeing how it's happening by everybody. I was like, I can't believe this happened in our small town. I didn't think it would ever happen. Like, this is strange. Mommy at home with one daughter. That's it. I didn't think it would happen. Like, what happened was the daughter I don't know how, but she killed her mother and tried to kill herself. Are y'all paying attention to the news that that's happening a lot lately? Where someone kills someone and try to commit suicide afterwards? Are y'all trying to figure out why it's happening? Or is Morpheus sitting here, I'm just playing, right? I'm just playing, right? I ain't serious, right? Like, okay, this is just a talking, this is just a YouTube channel that's just for fun, right? This is just for fun, right? We just having a good time here. I'm just trying to entertain you, right? Don't worry about it. I'm just smoking, right? I ain't saying nothing, right? Where was the daddy or the husband? A 14-year-old girl kills her mother and tries to commit suicide because y'all are creating a hopeless society, and y'all mothers thinking y'all can do it all by yourself. Y'all need to know that y'all daughters hate you, and she start building up anger just like that boy. When that father's not there, they'll build up anger and animosity against you. Because that daughter knows she is missing something. That son knows that they are missing something, but you are blocking them away from their glory. You are blocking them away from their success. You are keeping them away from what makes them whole. Because you can do it all by yourself. You are both man and female. You are the perfect entity that God have created, where you can lay down on the ground, right, and just have this child all by yourself. And y'all think it's funny, like, oh yeah, I'm free. This is the movement. Yeah, we can. This is how we do it. Color your hair, tattoo it. Yeah, this is how we do it, right? Until that same child robs your bank or store, until that same child comes at you with an AK, until that same child robs or rape your wife, until that same child comes and try to run away from the cops, okay, on the highway doing 106 miles per hour, knock you and your Audi off into the ditch somewhere where you can go see the Lord. Now you want to be concerned about it. This is not your island. This is our island. I am an American fighter. I fight for value. I fight to make y'all strong. Because I know that thing you think got nothing to do with you, it's going to have something to do with you. Whether when you look at videos like this and you listen to Morpheus, you will know that you never had an excuse. You was just ignorant. Because y'all want to say, oh, I'm going to take a piece of the American pie and it's all for me. I'm going to go with my mansion. It has nothing to do with me. It's not my problem. Bullets have no target. It hits anything it wants to hit. A person who is desperate and hopeless, they'll pick whatever is there. If you're not paying attention to the news, it don't matter where you are. Even in daylight, it's happening now. They robbing you in your face because you want it. Why? Because you're doing like this. It's not my child. It's not my family. It has nothing to do with me. Let the cops deal with it. The cops can do all that. most times the cops are doing the best that they could do. But when they get there, they have to clean up your mess that you left behind, or your 16-year-old. Because you American people want to walk around and say, it's not my problem. I don't see it. I don't see the elephant in the room. I don't see it. Spend all this money and proceeds on every other you can, instead of trying to bring families back together. I fight for unity. The reason why this is happening, my friend and emailer, I hope you get this message. I know you will. If you don't, I'm going to email you and say, it's hot and ready. It's hot and ready. It's because we are living in a broken society with broken hopes, with broken dreams, with people who don't believe in miracles anymore because you don't know how to be the miracle. People who are praying on their knees to a God that's not doing anything when they can do something their own themselves. So these kids out here, they're not even 14 years old yet. Do you understand? They're not even 16 years old, and they come and they wipe away your 16-year-old, or 20-year-old, or 32-year-old. You may be 52, and they'll wipe away your 32-year-old. Oh, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this happened. No, you can't believe this happened because you don't believe in yourself. If you don't understand that we are in this together, it don't matter what type of structure you think you got. That bullet or that person will find you. You need to understand that when you are watching things that are happening, you need to be active one way or the other, especially when it's coming from these children and teenagers. It's getting younger and younger and younger. How's a 15-year-old boy going to rape a 13-year-old girl? What's wrong with y'all? Who's raising these? Listen, who's raising these kids? Oh, y'all, it's okay. It's a welfare system. It's just in that country and town. As if they can't drive from all the way Washington, D.C., California, and Florida and meet you in New York City. Because you're invincible. We need to get our act straight. I'm going to tell you again. This is why I do this, because I don't want nothing to happen to your kids, to you, to myself, or anyone else. If we keep allowing hell to rise and that fire gets hot enough, it's going to burn everything. I don't want to be at fault. I'm going to say, I told you. When you're in the hospital and your leg up and the doctor's saying you can't walk no more because some group of teenagers was fighting and somebody threw a knife and they hit it right in your spinal cord, don't come to me. No, Morpheus told you, because you was ignorant to the facts. Because you was like, you read the news. Oh, yeah, that's happening lately in America. Yeah, that's every day. Let's get used to it. All right, get used to your wheelchair. You understand? This thing is serious. I'm going to get off my rant because I can talk about this all day. It's because there's a root of the problem, and it's not our problem until it is our problem. You got my connection. You got my connections down there. Like it, subscribe it. Please give it to as many people as possible, because America needs to rise. We are dying every day. Take that book, read it, share it, subscribe it, give it to people. Make it as big as possible so we can stop this demon. We can stop devaluing. We can stop this. We can save lives today. I'm serious about that. This is Leon C. I'm fired up.